Just hours away from the 70th anniversary of a lawsuit that ensured equal education for everyone.
In 1895, South Carolina mandated racial segregation in public schools when it adopted its constitution.
In the late 1940s, a group of people in Clarendon County began the fight to change that. News 19's Sam Perez has the story.
History was made right here in Somerton at the historic Scotts Branch High School, which was at the center of a lawsuit that ultimately became part of the landmark case Brown v. Board of Education.
They were the spark that lit the fire that changed America.
Akiva Ford's great-great-grandfather, Levi Pearson, began the first petition for the all-black school to have a school bus.
They had children walking upwards from 11 miles from here, from this very spot, just to get an education, just to read, just to color, just to see.
On Thursday, a group toured historic spots through the area that were instrumental, including where Pearson lived. He was part of a group of parents and community leaders who signed a petition, which turned into the lawsuit Briggs versus Elliott, and then became part of Brown versus Board of Education, where the Supreme Court ruled that separating children in public schools on the basis of race was unconstitutional.
Equality is what was started here, and it's still going on, and we're still seeking it.
Van Lawson and Robert Allen McFadden Sr. are executive members of the Somerton Community Action Group, which worked to establish a park outside of the Scotts Branch School.
We felt like if we didn't do something to recognize our leaders that sacrifice so much, and the followers that sacrifice so much, that if we didn't do it, it wouldn't get done, because the next generation, they don't even know the history.
Clarendon County School District Superintendent Sean Johnson says it is something he keeps in mind.
I think all of us who are minorities, we benefited from the sacrifices that these pioneers, they did for us and provided for us.
Johnson says Brown versus Board of Education is taught about in public schools throughout the state as part of the South Carolina standards. But when it comes to Briggs versus Elliott,
we do a good job of reminding, especially in that Somerton area, of what happened, the spiritual significance of what happened. And it all began here. Like, so when you talk about Brown versus the Board of Education in Clarendon County, you can't talk about Brown without talking about Briggs versus Elliott, because it started with Briggs v. Elliott and the other 4 cases.
Celebrations for that 70th anniversary are taking place all throughout the weekend. Sam Perez, News 19, WLTX.
And tomorrow there is a 9-mile walk. It starts at 8 in the morning, followed by a parade and community festival on Saturday and a worship service coming up on Sunday.
Meanwhile, former